Hello. Welcome to the downside.
Woohoo!
My name is Gianmarco Soresi. I'm here with guest co-host Douglas Goodhart.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi. Well, where's Russell?
Russell, he's in the Bahamas.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I know, me too.
I want to be there.
Sure.
I was hoping he'd be gone.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm nice.
Yes.
Somewhat.
He's great.
That's right.
Yeah. How you
No,
doing?
no. This podcast is about complaining, and I never liked that guy.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, no, I feel bad. I'm sorry. I take it back. I was just kidding.
No, it's okay. He can take it. How you doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
I haven't been home. Usually I'm on touring every weekend. This is the longest I've ever been back. I feel like I'm catching up on life stuff. And
What does that
gradually,
mean? What does that mean?
Like returning, like buying. I've been eating, go to the grocery store all the time, and eating well, and returning packages, and just catching up on emails. And I'm about to hit that point where I don't have any stressors, and I realize there's nothing to live for. And you know that moment where you realize, those stressors that I seem to quote unquote hate and stress me out, that's actually the rocks I cling on to in the chaotic storm of a meaningless life.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Oh, he
Do you
thrives.
really feel that way?
He thrives on drama. Thrives on
And
it.
see, that's where I think is true.
Yes.
I think he's talking a bunch of trash, but it's really just the drama. Sir, you're dramatic.
Oh, yes,
You are.
I am.
He's the kind of person that, like, when you're like, hey, how are you? He goes, fine.
Yes.
Yeah, just like...
Yes, that. Gianmarco, you're there.
Because I'm just saying this as a friend. It's like it comes from like a deep like notice me when I'm
No.
That's he has a friend.
No, as a friend, it comes from a deep me. No, I think. Listen, first of all,
We all have it.
No, I've worked on it.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's because I don't like. It's that fear that if someone goes, "How are you?" and you go, "Good," and then later that day you jump into traffic, they go, "That liar."
Yeah.
What a liar.
That's
Things
what
aren't so good. And it's like I want to be honest.
Because
Sure.
you might jump into traffic. Listen to you. Your explanation itself is the thing we're accusing you of.
Okay, not to be it's too dark, but I was saying where people go, "Oh my God, I had no idea they were so upset." It will never happen.
It would never happen with you. If you jump into traffic, I'll be like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This podcast was called The Downside.
We are here with phenomenal comedian, a writer, a performer, Amber Ruffin. How are you doing?
Hi, I feel nice. How do you feel?
I'm good. I was at your beautiful home for July 4th, but I'm so bad with names. When I told some people casually when I was bragging to everyone, I just said Amber Heard is the name that comes to my head.
That's right.
And for a
Stop
couple
it.
people, I said I'm going to Amber Heard's house for
my
July
God,
4th.
it's a very different July
And
4th.
they were like, oh my God, and your house is exciting. So I thought, that's great. They're so excited for me to go. But then after they were like, tell me everything, and I was like, there was food. It was lovely.
Everyone was nice. Someone brought a dog at the end. Amber Heard. Well, I mean, we're basically the same thing.
You've met her, surely?
Absolutely not. Why
No?
would I know?
I figure she was depressed at some point.
Also, this is a secret.
Okay.
Sure.
But, if I ever met Amber Heard, I wouldn't be able to, remember such a thing.
Wait,
I
you
see.
block it out?
She's 8 people in my brain right now.
I get that.
Yeah. Can I be honest? Are we talking about a porn star?
That's
No.
what the trial did.
Amber-
You're a victim of the trial.
No, I bet you there's about 50,000 Amber porn
I'm
stars.
sorry. Am I what? Who is this person?
Okay, I used to. Okay, let's not focus on the bad part. One of the co-stars of Aquaman.
Girl, she's the guy who divorced Johnny Depp and he went crazy and took her to trial.
Oh,
She
okay.
shat on the bed.
She
Yes.
shit in
She
the
shit in the
bed.
bed.
Shit in the
Oh,
bed.
wow.
She shit the bed.
Yeah.
She shit the bed.
I feel like
I'm
Amber,
sure that whatever Amber porn star
Amber
you're thinking of
is
also
such a
shit
porn
the bed
star.
in a
Yeah.
different
it's
way.
such a porn star name.
I have a bad name. all my siblings have bad names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way names go is, well, I got to be careful.
I got similar things.
Yeah.
My mother has 2 sisters, and they're named Candy
That's right.
and Kisten.
Kiston.
As
No.
in
Spell it.
Kisten. Kisten.
No.
Yeah, that's
That's a
Kristen.
typo.
That's Kristen, and you forgot a letter.
Yeah.
Kisten.
Your name
so
is a typo.
Candy and Kissy. Like, what? These
That's-
are...
That's
Wait,
some shit I would
those
do. My sisters are Angie, Crystal,
Okay.
Lacey, and
Lacey.
Amber. That's we're all
Those are
Those
fine
are great names. Those are great names.
they're a little bit strippery. And even the brother's name is Jimmy, and that means wiener. So we're all in trouble.
For me, since we're putting our whole families
yeah,
out on
let's do it.
display.
On blast.
I mean, I'm Ariana.
Ariana.
That's my Italian father who kept, this illusion going that we're Italian.
Sure.
And then my mom's side, it's Victoria, Katie, Joseph.
Okay.
Oh, those are good.
Pretty basic.
Those
fine.
are very good.
My stepdad was from Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. I think those were great names. I think those were good names too.
They're a little strippery,
Yeah.
and you know it.
A little bit.
Douglas is resisting all the porn stars that come to mind as you list your sister's names.
Now, the thing about Douglas, and when I first got here, you guys, he did say this to me before we started taping.
Before the tape
I
went
know
on?
everything about porn.
I do. I
And
really
I said,
do.
I'm trying to introduce myself. And he was like, not interested.
I didn't even say hello.
You just pulled up that
I just-
video right out the gate.
I was like, I've got to show you something.
Her name is it's this duo between Crystal and Amber. This is the downside.
1, 2, 3. You're listening to The Downside
The Downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.
By the way, if you're a fan of the show, join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. Bonus episodes, live episodes, and my clean comedy special, The Rats Are in Me. Just, this is coming out August 6th.
Ooh, shashu.
I should have told you earlier.
God, guys, how about that heat?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll still
Glad it
So-
finally broke.
But that's the problem because I'm going to Australia soon, so we have to
Okay.
record a little early, and then we have to make
And
predictions.
join the Patreon. What are you doing?
Join the Patreon.
Join it.
Patreon.com/downside.
Just do it.
So we like to make predictions. I would like to think at this point they lowered the age range, so Mr. Beast is now the Democratic nominee.
Okay.
And turns out he shares all the views with Trump, so they're going to do a co-ticket together. And they've just called the election early, save everyone the trouble. That's where I think things are going personally.
Okay.
Why
okay.
would you say such a good idea out loud where they can hear you? Buddy, that would get that shit done.
It would get it done.
It would get it done.
But
What a
none of those
nightmare.
celebrities want to do it because they're like, that's what to be the president is miserable. You have to
Miserable.
have wanted it from the time you were like a little kid. It has like a weird thing inside you, like for the comedians who are like, I have to be on SNL. It's
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had a friend who never smoked pot because she wanted to be the president.
Really?
Yeah, that was her thing. She was like, no, I won't smoke pot because she wanted to be the president. Yeah.
Our very good friend Randy, he was
Ours.
like, we're gonna he was like, I'm gonna be the mayor of Omaha one day.
Oh.
And we were like, great. And then as we grew up and went crazy, we made sure he never took a picture holding a beer. He was
Wow.
never crazy out in public. Whenever he got too wild, we would take his ass home. And now he's a madman. So what was that for? What was it for?
I think at some point, our generation, there's going to be so many podcasts and pictures and Snapchats.
Sure.
I have to imagine the bar will be lowered in terms of like, yeah, what are you going to do?
Well, it couldn't be any lower than that. I mean, my God. My God.
Yeah, what are you going to
It's
do?
pretty bad.
You're right. There's pictures with Epstein.
Yeah. Those
with the
days are over.
15-year-old in the picture, and you go, okay.
Well, that's the thing. Imagine being good your entire life, and then
Yeah.
you get to now, and you're like, I could have done anything. I could have been whatever. I could have
right.
smoked pot and drank and taken pictures with my
Gone to
friends.
Epstein's Island, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh no! Why you make it bad? It doesn't have to be that
Epstein's
terrible.
Island.
But
Who's Epstein? Imagine I just don't know anybody. I don't know who
just
anybody
porn
is.
stars,
Is he
but
really
not.
fun?
Wait, the dress? What color was what dress? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I don't know anything.
The thing I wanted to complain about before we talk about you is I got a new super.
Mm.
And I want to couch this with the understanding supers are probably not paid sufficiently at all.
Okay.
And I stand with the worker. But this son of a bitch is really pushing me. He's Russian, which I think I'm allowed to make jokes. He scares. He's big.
Is he really?
He's big. He's got a thick accent. And he came over. The light switch on my bedroom door just fell off. To turn on the lights in the bedroom. So he came over. Did not come the time that we agreed on.
Never.
And he gaslights in a way. Oh, he gaslights in a way I've never been gaslit before. We're just like, I'll come at 3. I call, hey,
Yeah,
at
we'll be
3.
here at 3.
3:10. He says, yeah, I'll be there at 4. And I go, oh, he said 3. He said, I can't do 3. And I go, well, okay, but we said that. And he, why didn't you call me? He says, I can't do 3. So he comes, does his wiring things.
Yeah.
Shows me with the lights turning on, great, leaves. But then I realized he somehow rewired it.
No.
And I don't know how. I didn't know it was possible. Where the bedroom light has to be on to turn on any lights at all in the rest of the apartment.
He made a master switch. He made a master switch.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
He knows these things. Me, I don't. Me, I'm scared to touch. I'm gonna electrocute myself if I touch this.
Sure. That's scary.
And so my girlfriend goes to bed before I go to sleep. So it was a disaster.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep. We had to negotiate. Do we turn off the lights for you or do we leave the lights on for me?
Oh my God.
And my super. Then July 4th happened. Then
Yeah.
And finally he came back and we got it done. But it was just astounding.
My super is Croatian. And he does not. He's been living in the country for
The introduction of every super has to begin with.
Yeah. Always. But he's I don't know his name. We call him I2Fix because he comes in and goes, I do fix.
And this is how we get canceled.
Yes.
Just this episode.
Sure.
Yeah. The Croatian, I don't think they'll
You
be too
said
mad.
an ethnicity. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes?
Oh my God.
Oh boy. But he's really Mr. Tomorrow. Just everything's tomorrow.
Oh.
Everything's tomorrow. And one time the when I first met him, this was 12 years ago. When I first met him, he the Con Ed man. No, the internet guy came. And he came up and started screaming at him because of his service. And he was like blaming this guy, the technician, for all of his internet and television problems. And the guy was
Not even at your apartment.
yeah, not even in my apartment. He was
Sure.
talking about his problems. Meanwhile, this is just a regular technician who's here to plug in my internet. And they got into a physical altercation while I'm just waiting to
Why are you saying physical altercation? Get specific.
Yeah.
they were touching each other.
Do it to Gianmarco.
Dude.
And the guy who was the technician was like, "Do not touch me, sir. Do not touch me, sir." And he was like, "I do fix. You do fix. You
Wait,
do
he kept
fix."
saying I do fix that.
No, that's just the only thing I think he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't good.
You view your super as a Pokemon. How about your super? Good super? Bad super?
What ethnicity is this person?
Is of an ethnicity for sure.
Sure.
If I had to guess, and I don't, I won't.
You don't have to.
You
guess.
don't have to.
You don't have to.
You don't have
Eastern
to.
European. That's what I'll
Yes,
There you go.
There you
Eastern
go.
European.
There you go.
Ken. And Ken is sometimes the sweetest guy.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he's just a poop.
Sure.
Like, he will be like, you can't have your hairpins so close to the sink, they'll fall in the sink, get stuck in the sink, and then what? And I'll be like, bitch, I've had hairpins since before I've had hair. It's fine. I'm not going to be throwing hairpins in the sink. Also, there's a drain catch. Fuck off.
Uh-huh.
But also, like, I am really nice, but I will match your energy exactly. I'm an energy matcher.
Really?
So then
Sure.
sometimes when people are checking you out at the grocery store and they're like, do you have a card? I'm like, no, I ain't got no card. I mean, exactly where they are. It doesn't matter what my day has been. I just want you. I want to hold up a mirror to her. So whatever. I'm yelling at this guy.
That's
Wow.
always been your way. When someone gets mad at you, if someone yells, do you yell back immediately?
It depends. Do I care about them?
No.
Then no.
No,
I will
strangers.
Not. Oh, strangers. Yeah. Eat shit. Also,
Yeah.
like, I want you to feel the way you're trying to make me feel.
Mm.
Because
Really?
you can't.
Oh, I
mean,
love
I don't
that.
know. Maybe you can make me mad. Probably someone could, but not a stranger. I don't give a shit about you. What are
Yeah.
you trying to do?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
But then it can only be fun.
I love screaming at cars in the city. Like when they do stupid shit, like they try to turn while you're crossing a thing. It's New York,
Sure.
and it's like your one chance to be like a New Yorker. Like I'm fucking walking here, you know. Like you can really go for it.
Do you do the line?
Absolutely. Oh fuck you! Yeah, I
Sure,
fucking
yeah.
like, really.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
it's so
fuck-
wonderful.
Yeah.
So many people they hold in their anger, but in New York you can just like give it to a stranger. Just hand it to them.
So one time,
Yeah.
I was minding my own business, walking down the street. And, okay, I have two stories, and I'm sorry.
No,
That's
this-
great.
This
I
is
was walking
great.
down the
This is what we
street.
want.
I know you don't like talking on this podcast, but I was walking down the street. This guy like almost hit this lady at a crosswalk. He like was gonna run the light. He wasn't thinking, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." The lady fucking cussed him out, ran back to his car, and hawked a loogie in his goddamn window.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
god!
That's amazing.
And since then, I am willing to yell at people like 60% less. Like
Uh-huh.
I can't. What if she spit in his face?
Wait,
And she was
at
fine.
At the
He
glass
didn't,
or
like,
in
kill
his
her.
face?
He didn't hit her. The window was open.
Oh, it was open. Oh
So
man.
she spit in his face.
Oh man.
God damn.
That was murder. Before that, one time, a guy, I don't think I have a lot of anger in me, but I guess I was having an angry day. Because this man was like, beep, 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 beep. As I'm walking through a, what do we call it? Crosswalk.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep. Get out of the way. And as he's driving by, I go, get out the car, come here.
God.
I was like, I said it so calmly because I so thoroughly wanted to slap him in the mouth. I was like, oh my God, I gotta go lay down.
Get
I'm
out the
having a
car.
That's
Like, get out the car.
badass.
That's
Come here.
badass.
Because
That's really
I go to
badass.
loud like you. I go fuck, get the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
out
yeah.
from my dad.
Yeah.
But to really be like, get out of the car.
Come
Yeah,
here.
yeah, like serious.
Come here. And now every once in a while I'll say it as a joke. I don't think I would ever say that to another person again without like really being, come here.
I
shocked
just
myself.
believe in my head I go, someone's gonna punch me, and it's not worth it.
Well,
like my
you've been
girlfriend, she's a fighter.
Yeah.
She's a fighter.
Yeah.
I've said it before, but she someone stole her phone once, and she chased after him and tackled him to the ground.
yeah.
And
Good for her.
But if I had been with her, I said I would have grabbed her and said, "Baby, it's okay, we'll get a new phone."
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's not worth. In my mind, I'm like stabbing, gun, punch,
right.
Sure.
new headshots. That's the whole trajectory. It's always fuck new headshots.
Headshots.
It's always new headshots.
That's why I
always
don't play
go,
basketball. Yeah, because I don't want to get slapped in the face. I love playing basketball,
You're gonna have
but I don't
a
want to get
pretty
hit in the face and have to get new headshots.
You have a really pretty face.
Thanks.
How
You should
often
do
in
it.
basketball
Right
are
back at
people
you.
getting face altering?
I just feel like people are
Hello!
jumping up and down, and you get
And their nose comes loose.
no people are
And
you're
it's like dangling.
no one's you think it's going to be just like a fun game of basketball, but you start getting competitive, and then things happen, and someone like elbows you in the face.
Do you think like people like LeBron, as he becomes more famous and he starts doing movies, do you think he becomes a worse basketball player because he's just like face is most important?
No,
Protect
well,
the face.
Like he's a real competitor. I mean, I
Sure.
Do movies.
yeah.
That's
Sure.
the headline here. LeBron James is going to star in movies.
He started
Space Jam.
movies.
Space Jam.
He's the star.
Trainwreck.
Oh my God!
Trainwreck.
Guys,
He was
it's
really
been a
good in
while
Trainwreck.
since I saw him.
You're mixing
He
him up with
was?
a porn
So
star.
good.
I think.
That's
Porn
right. That's right. You're right.
LeBron James, the porn star.
Right.
I got hit with a basketball in middle school,
Long
and
Bron
it was
James.
like,
Too late.
That was good. Long Bron James.
we'll re-edit it. We'll cut
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Edit it so I say it right as he says.
Wait,
LeBron.
give it a clear one.
Okay. More like Long Bron.
Oh,
Well,
You
just,
thought of that just now?
Yes.
God, it's so quick.
Thank you.
I cheated some clips sometime pretty badly.
Really?
Oh,
You
yeah.
have?
It's like a crowdwork clips where they'll be like, he never misses. And I'm like, I don't post the misses.
Sure.
I completely edit it to make me look great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you do.
And I do.
You do look
You
great.
do. Everyone's talking about it.
So,
Did we talk about you? Did we talk about you?
yeah, let's
In what way?
so many. Well,
Behind
first
your
of all, until I did all my research, I really had no idea how involved in musical theater you were. I did
We're
a
big
show.
musical theater boys.
I know.
I did a show last night. I sang like truly for the
Suddenly
first time on stage.
Seymour.
Oh my god,
It
I
was beautiful.
terrified.
Yes,
I
he
did. It's a show I tried out called Theater Adult.
Okay.
And I had Natalie Walker.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
Who she came on and we talked about like her theater kid days in middle school and high school, and she went to Stage Door. And I
Wow.
read the Stage Door book, and we played clips, and she sang some songs from things that she had done, and then we ended doing Suddenly Seymour.
Oh my God.
And I
You
started
sounded so fucking good.
You were there?
No, I
No, I
saw it just
posted
now.
it.
you just posted
on
it?
every single platform in the world.
Sorry,
no, it's fine.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I know I'm muted on a lot of my friends' things. I know I post a lot. It's just
It's
what
the way it
is.
is. It's the way of the
just what it
world.
is.
It's the way of the world.
But the first we surprised them. So my friend Heath Saunders, who I went to college with,
Yes.
them, and they did a song from Les Mis as a duet, and then it was Natalie's idea. I pretended like I was just watching, but then I grabbed the mic and went, Valjean at last, and it was very exciting.
That's
But it
fun.
was terrible. I stopped singing for a reason. You know what I mean?
Right. You sounded good. You're stupid.
Yeah.
The reasons are stupid.
Because
I
I
agree.
either like and I practice singing a lot, but practicing the wrong way, or like getting in my head and somehow not breathing in a good way, and I was just cracking. I had enough bad cracks. I had enough losing my voice.
Yeah.
And I thought I was trying everything, and now I feel 10 years later I'm coming out with a fresh perspective.
There you go.
But the moment I got on stage, I mean, I forgot how, like with everything, all the technique, you get about 5% of that great technique you were working on. Because you're on stage, you're just like, Valjean, you just start yelling. I start yelling.
Yeah, because you get so into it.
Yeah.
and-
Yelling is the bad part.
Yeah. Did you go to school for musical theater?
I didn't go to school for anything.
Oh.
I've never been to school.
Oh, okay. Never
It's
been
the
to school.
first time I have ever been inside of a building. Roof. I never went to college. Not for 1 minute. Not for anything.
All right.
And I never will.
Okay.
Oh,
well then,
what a nice, safe thing to say. I'll
Yeah.
never do.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
That's a fucking guarantee.
that's a guarantee.
If I had a kid, unless they wanted to go to college for something that was like, you needed that degree, I'd say, don't go. Don't
Don't
go.
go.
I'll help you figure out, like, fuck college.
Because I knew it was going to be theater.
Yeah.
And then I knew I was going to deliver the mail so that I could do theater at night.
Why mail delivery specifically?
Because you can't deliver the mail at night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you're just time management.
You were like daytime job,
great.
mail carrier. That's it.
Nighttime job. The best friend in a play.
Totally. Wait, did you end up being a mail carrier?
No,
Oh.
I never did.
But is
I
that
never
something
did.
you actually, when you were a kid, you were like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That seems chill.
The second I got a little bit old and was like, I got to get out of school the second it ends, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do theater. Because I talked to a lot of theater people and they were like, you can go to school for it or you could just do it.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you do it, you know it. And once you pay for it, you know how other people want you to do it. And I was like,
oh.
ooh, shit.
Yeah,
That's
So
Not-
then that's why
that's-
I'm a little bit wild.
Sure.
That's impressive.
Did you, of your siblings, how many went to college?
Crystal, Angie, and Lacey. And me and Jimmy didn't.
When you're the middle child.
Lacey's the middle child. I'm the baby.
But you're the baby.
The baby. okay.
Yes.
Were your parents, did they go, please go to college?
Absolutely not.
Really?
I never got any pressure to go to college.
Wow.
I never got any. Well, they did think I was going to go to college because I was a smart little pumpkin, but I was not willing to sit still. I didn't get any pressure to go to college. I didn't get any pressure to have a baby, and that was the real lifesaver.
That's nice.
Because I wasn't looking around trying to settle down. I was just free and wild.
Some of your siblings have kids?
Everybody got kids.
That's
man.
nice. That's nice.
They
That takes the
all
pressure
have
off.
kids. I have 13 nieces and nephews.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to be an uncle so bad.
Your tone really changed.
I want to be an uncle so bad.
You do?
Oh, I'm
You're the
dying.
oldest, though.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest. I don't know how to encourage them like lightly. Like I could send them, you know, those
Sexy
those
music.
sexy music. You know those Twitter. They sometimes advertise like this chocolate that's like it'll make you horny.
It'll make you
Just send Blue Chew to my little brother.
Blue Chew, your brother.
Are you saying Blue Chew?
Blue Chew is like a.
That's like the popular. A lot. I'm dying for them to
It's a
sponsor
boner.
the
It's
podcast.
a boner pill.
Guys, look, what I want to know, like when people say, what do you do for a living? That should be replaced with, what are your Instagram ads?
Yes.
Ah,
Because
yes.
that's how you know a person.
Blue Chew. It's a lot
A lot of Blue Chew for
a
you.
lot of Blue Chew. Hymns.
Hims,
It's a lot of that.
A lot of Hims, which is
Hims.
Hims is a company where they do the hairspray for balding, which I do that.
And also vitamins, because you're a boy and you need dick vitamins.
Yeah.
But then there's a third thing too. But they're like,
oh.
what are men worried about stressing out the most?
For premature ejaculation. So it's not only for erectile dysfunction, but for premature ejaculation.
Oh, okay.
And that's the one where the Instagram really points at me. Instagram fucking points at me for that one.
Better that than the other.
Like, how do they know that shit? Jesus.
But then there's Hims, and then there's hers. There's
Yeah, there's
also like
hers.
a company.
That's
And I don't
right.
know.
There's hers.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what they're covering.
yeah, what would they?
Boobs.
Boobs.
I don't
Boobs.
know.
They
I
just-
don't know. Like,
Wait, what are
yeah.
your ads?
My ads are all African print dresses. They got me.
Really?
You know what I want? I do want every dress I see. I want each
Wow.
one of them mugs. African print dresses. Nail art. Love nail
art.
And then just today, it's big boob stuff. Like clothes for women with big boobs. And I'm like, what?
You get a lot of
Could
big
I
boob
have
stuff in
clicked
your
on it?
Instagram too.
Stuff on my Instagram. That's my explore
I'm thinking
page.
it really wrong, and I think that's so fun.
Yeah.
Every once in a
Now,
while,
what do
I'll
you
be like,
think? What do you think led to that? Because, like, for example, here's something that I get. I go, and we played it on the last podcast, but my normal co-host Russell gets it too. It's Daniel Craig something, who is a Christian philosopher, and it's him talking to Ben Shapiro of all people
Okay.
about the proof that Jesus Christ came back from the dead. And it's like a 30-second clip where he goes, the proof is everyone says they saw it. And that's the clip. And I'm like, clearly we've been slotted into sad men looking for a community in our 30s. 100%. I know that's what that is.
Yeah.
And I know that's why they're like, that's why it's Ben Shapiro. That's why it's like, and also it's so weird because it's like Ben Shapiro, you know, and he's got his yarmulke on.
Sure.
And it's just a strange ad, but I get it all the time.
Is that an ad? What is that an ad for? Like
your
what?
time. They want your time.
I'm
They
sure
really
it's an
do.
app.
They really do.
Look at
It's
that.
an app, and I'm sure when you unlock this, it tells you what sins, and it's okay if you break them, but you got to pay $5.99. So, what do you think? So, like clothing for big boobs, or like big boob bras?
Big boob shirts. These shirts are scandalous, but they hold up my big boobs. Scandalous tops aren't just for small booby people anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, none of this applies to me. I don't want them things out. They are not big. How did this find me? But every once in a while, they'll have a misfire, and I really enjoy it. Like sometimes it'll be like bronzer, and I'm like, what?
I think for the Medicaid, because Blue Chew, like, first of all, they get a lot of like young people doing like Blue Chew ads. Like Matt Rife did a Blue Chew ad. First of all, if you're going to advertise medication, the ad, I want to see it going into your mouth and swallowing. You got to prove to me that you're using this.
Yeah.
I remember way back in the day.
And then a time lapse
of the boner
of
me.
boner time.
And this is because the patent on Viagra ended like many years ago.
Oh.
So suddenly you'll never see a Viagra ad again because everyone could make this pill. That's why these pills kind of exploded. Is they
Okay.
could all just basically make Viagra, and it was all about the branding.
Yeah.
But I remember Snoop Dogg at some point was, and it wasn't Hims. It was called something else, maybe Roman, I think was one.
Okay.
And Snoop Dogg, his ad was like, I don't need this, but if you got problems with your dick, try this. And I'm like, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
That you could become the spokesman.
Wow.
And as the spokesman be like, damn, you got problems with your penis? I don't at all.
I don't at all.
But still
Could
buy
be.
this.
That's so
And I'm sure
funny.
they negotiated, and I'm sure they said, we'll pay you $5 million if you just say that you use it. And he was like,
No way.
No way.
I'll do 2 million with one step to the side.
so funny.
That is really funny.
I love that.
What would you advertise if you could? Like, what's something that you would love to just advertise?
Have you been a spokesman for something?
I've never been a spokesperson for anything.
Are you
I-
anti? You go, no.
I take your money and say whatever.
Would
I'll
you do
say
Big
whatever.
boobs? Would
shit.
you do for big boob clothing?
But like, what's something you could really
I don't
stand
need this
behind?
big boob clothing, but
But
if you,
You-
I would.
That's so funny.
I was. This is too far. Everything I say is too far, and I'm sorry. 400 years ago, I auditioned for SNL. The person who got it was Sashir Zameda.
Oh wow.
Fucking real life doll baby. Excellent to work with, a dreamboat. Time goes by. I have a full happy life. I cannot stop buying Wild Fang clothing. It's like androgynous-ish kind of clothes from women.
yeah,
Sorry, it's androgynous clothes for androgynous people.
Sure.
And then as I was talking to someone about it, and I was talking to them about how I didn't get SNL, Sheer got it. Then I was talking to them about how, oh man, I fucking love Wild Fang so much. I wish I was their spokesperson. They were like, you know who is Sheer Zameda?
Oh wow.
Oh my!
She has it all.
It was like, that's fantastic.
That's so funny.
But yeah, so I guess I want to be Wild Fang. But also Zara. I shop at Zara like it's my
Really?
goddamn job. I fucking this shit head to toe Zara.
Really?
Had to say-
Yes,
those
I love Zara.
shoes too, because they're nice.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Did
that's
you
fine.
check the stitching of your clothes? If there were any of those notes from the factory workers that said
Stop it.
that was Zara.
That
Hey,
was
That was
guys.
Zara.
Hey, here at Zara, we make a few missteps, but mostly we're interested in you, the client.
I think Forever 21 is the most genius name for a clothing thing, because it's
Yeah.
like, because when you're 16 you desperately want to be 21, and when you get anywhere past 21 you're like,
desperately
you
want
just
to
want to be
21.
back to 21. It's so smart.
Do you
And when
shop
you-
there?
No,
There
terrible.
needs to be. Could there be a version for us that's like forever early 30s?
Oh,
Forever
no.
early
wait, is that
30s.
the age men want to be?
When I go back to being. I just want to start it all over.
Would you? I would never want to start it all over.
I want to start it all over, starting with at least college. I think college is where I really fucked.
Where you really fucked it up?
Fucked up my life
Why?
because I went to college for musical theater at a college I shouldn't have.
Me too.
Wait, so which ones of those? What would you change?
I wouldn't go to college.
You wouldn't go to college at
Eh,
I
all.
wouldn't go to college. No,
I
no.
mean-
Yeah.
It worked out for you. You-
Sure did.
You were killing
Yeah.
it. Killing it.
Got no debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, anybody.
I just paid off all my student loans.
You did?
Yeah, they're done. I'm debt free,
Oh my god.
except for my car.
Good
uh,
job.
Right?
Did you celebrate? Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
yeah.
you
Celebrated by opening a line of credit.
Yeah.
What was your? Because I'm like, I don't know a lot about debt. What was your? How much did it increase every month, or what was your percent?
Interest?
The
Interest. Forgive me.
The interest rate, I don't remember.
But it was okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
Michael,
disastrous.
how come you don't know what a loan is?
My parents had a little bit of money.
Ooh,
Sorry.
I should have known by the holes in your shirt. Only a rich person would wear holes on purpose. Rich.
That was funny. That was looking good. You got something special.
Edit that together
You got
so
something
that it's
special.
that, but back to back.
And then the LeBron James callbacks.
LeBron James.
Well, when this comes out, there's still a couple more performances of The Wiz to see.
Yay.
So tell me exactly what you did with The Wiz?
Thank you for asking.
I'm so excited to hear this.
It's so cute. In 2018, 19, I got a call from a theater called the Muni in St. Louis, and they send a lot of shows to Broadway, especially a lot of remounts. But that's not true. I feel like they were also Fun Home.
Yeah. Great theater. Hi, Muni. Douglas Goodhart. 6'2", Actors Equity.
Yeah.
So they were like, do you want to rewrite The Wiz for us? And I was like, abso-fucking-lutely. And then I was like, I don't know anybody in St. Louis. I'm going to take a swing and a half. And then I just wrote the craziest Wiz script, and it was so fun, and it was so great.
What did you when you heard, because you knew The Wiz, like
That's
what
right.
did you see as your goal with rewriting what was a successful musical?
Right. Now, The Wiz is it did not age in a great way.
Uh-huh.
Because it had a lot of the creative team was white.
It was.
And now everyone can tell, even white people can tell when a white person wrote a black thing. And then,
Can you give some examples? Like what year did it come out? Was it the 70s?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It, like, in many of the, I feel like in the Broadway show, I want to say Glinda, one of the witches comes out on a slice of watermelon.
No, get the fuck out of here.
Yes, but it was like to be subversive, but that doesn't qualify as that anymore.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Also, Eveline gets like flushed down a toilet.
Yeah. That happens in the movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Also, like flying monkeys, I'm not interested in.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, let's.
Was there
just
anyone
change
on the original creative team who was black?
it. Yeah, all the music.
All
Yeah,
the music.
yeah.
But like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure.
The movie was a big. I loved the movie when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Which I.
What year did that come out? Was it soon after? Was it?
It was soon.
Soon after, yeah. I wasn't
It was
alive.
also the 70s.
Yeah.
And who were the leads in that?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Diana,
Diana
Ross,
Ross.
Nipsey
Diana
Russell.
Russell.
Nipsey Russell. I started tap dancing because of
You
that thing.
did?
Really?
Yeah, I took lessons, but I also put out this board in front of the television, and I would do that tap dance as best I
that's
could.
Excellent.
Because he was incredible in that movie. Really.
You
good.
added. Doug has helped me put together a playlist for pre-stand-up comedy shows, and I wanted a lot of musical theater in it.
Yeah.
But you added No Bad News.
No Bad News.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
good.
Buddy, are No Bad News.
I know. I'm excited. I'm gonna come
It's
say it. I'm
so
gonna say it.
good. It's so good. I was like, I'm only alive for 3.5 minutes a day, and that's when I get to watch Melody sing No Bad News. It was so freaking good
Yeah.
every fucking time.
So
I
good.
loved it.
So when you went
good.
to rewrite, so you did it just on. Have you ever done this before? Rewritten
Yeah,
a
have you ever-
classical?
No, at this point though, by the time I got to Seth, I'd written, a few musicals at
Yeah.
that point.
Some
but
Like It
they're
Hot.
musicals. Oh, that's true. I forgot about yes.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, before I even got to Seth, I had written musicals
Sure.
because that was a thing I liked to do.
Oh wow.
You've done a full show.
Yeah.
Just the book or
Cool.
book and
Book and music.
music.
Wow.
Wow.
Yay!
That's so cool.
So then I was like, oh well, this is much smaller a task,
Uh-huh.
and also the story is there. You can't.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can't like add their wacky neighbor.
You can't like do a thing with the Wizard of Oz where you like talk about the beginning of it, and like the
prequel.
origins. You can't like do a prequel because that wouldn't be fun or funny.
Well, if someone made a Wicked based off The Wiz, that would be fun. I would check that out.
I was making fun of Wicked, but it didn't. He didn't.
Oh,
he didn't
sure.
hear it.
That's
He
not,
didn't hear
that's
it.
not a crazy idea.
He's not a big Wicked fan.
I don't like Wicked.
He's not a big Wicked
I'm
fan.
not a big Wicked fan.
You know what? I think Wicked is cute and fun. I see why people love it. But man, during the Super Bowl when they had that ad, and she went, instead of going, ooh, ah, she went, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I was like, ah. That
Yeah.
was the fucking coolest shit I'd ever seen.
Sure.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to see that movie. I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
When's it
Musical
come out?
movies are tough. I'm skeptical.
Me too.
I'm skeptical.
Guys,
Don't be
Gonna be a
skeptical.
mess.
Don't be skeptical.
it's gonna be a mess. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
But we get one.
Totally.
We get one.
2 parts. No one needs a musical in 2 parts, though.
What are you saying?
You know that
All
they're
musicals
splitting
are
up
in
the movie
2
into
parts.
2.
I need you to go back in time and unsay that.
The first movie will end with
No.
Defying Gravity, and then a year later,
That's crazy.
they will direct to
how
streaming
sad she
services
is.
release part 2.
Look how sad.
Oh yeah, they're splitting it up. They're
It's a
giving us a
cash
year-long
grab.
intermission.
Dash
No.
grab.
Yes.
A year-long intermission?
Uh-huh.
Are you sure it's going to be a year? Or are they going to do it in like...
Oh my god.
A year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dune. It's
That's
Dune.
so mean.
That's
It's
terrible.
It's a huge mistake.
Hey,
Gigantic mistake.
anything Cynthia Erivo does, I'm down for.
Sure.
Hey, you made a great decision.
No, but Douglas, we saw Wicked together.
We saw Wicked together.
Every time they reference Wizard of Oz, like oh, what's in this drink? Lemons and oranges, pears. Oh my! And Douglas go,
I did not. I did not. But when the comedy is all based on something like, remember
References,
that?
Yeah.
That makes me, it gets me tired. It makes me tired. Like, this road might as well be made out of yellow bricks. like, oh, and then the audience is like, oh!
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. You had me. You got me. I was like, I like the reference you just made. It felt really good in my
Okay.
ears.
The audience is like, oh my God, because of the movie and
Yeah.
the thing.
The audience became Bill Cosby.
I didn't mean to do that. Oh my God.
Now that's someone you can make fun of as much as you want.
sure.
That's
Go to
true.
town
Were
on
there any
that guy.
Cosby references in the book that you had to cut out?
No, but I work at Late Night with Seth Meyers, and that tapes at 30 Rockefeller Center. And at 30 Rockefeller Center, there's this like big collage of like stars of NBC of the
Yes.
past and
They
today.
haven't changed it?
So then one of them, a million years ago, when I got there, was Matt Lauer.
Uh-huh.
And so then the Matt Lauer stuff happened. Oh, fuck. I fucked it up. So one of them was Bill Cosby. And then all the Bill Cosby shit broke. They took Bill Cosby out and replaced
Wow.
him with Matt Lauer.
No!
And then a minute later, they had to replace Matt Lauer.
Oh man, that reminds me of my sketch. Remember my pizza place sketch?
Oh yes, he had a pizza place. Yeah.
I wrote a sketch about these 2 pizza place owners trying to figure out which pictures they have to take down.
Yeah.
Of their, and like, oh, can we leave the Louis C.K. up? Well, we'll take it down. We'll put it back up in a year. Like
That's
that
right.
kind of thing.
Woody Allen, that'll fall down on
Yeah,
its own.
Woody
It's
Allen.
almost
That'll
done.
that'll fall down on its own.
We can read it at the end.
Yeah.
But
We'll do a dramatic
I
reading. You can be a
insist
part.
that you do. What's it going to hurt? Read it. Read the sketch.
because we talked, I think, in the last episode about sometimes they update old musicals, and sometimes in a way, sometimes I think in a way where I go, the reasoning behind the updating of this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think when they take an older musical like some South Pacific or Carousel, the one we were talking about in Carousel, where the daughter says to the mom, "Mommy, can a man ever hit you and it feel like a kiss?" And she goes, "Yes." And I go, "Well, that's like the historical. It's like, well, that's what history was. We should look at history sometimes, but
Yeah.
other times where I go, well, clearly the watermelon entrance has to
My
go."
Lord.
I only ever look at it like, do I want a 15-year-old girl in high school saying this?
Yes.
That's it. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
care about 15-year-old children in high school doing it. Because when they do it, it'll mean so much. My God. Because who was I? I was Princess Winifred in Once Upon a Mattress. And I remember all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, I like to burp and fart. It was fine.
Yeah.
I freaking loved it.
Is that you? I've always been shy. Was that
That's
your song?
right.
That's your song.
That's right.
Did you kill it? Were you amazing?
No, it was really, really bad.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
The day of the show that we taped, I feel like we did 2 or 3 shows, whatever. But the day that we taped it, I had a fantastic head cold, and I was just a full half step lower
Sure.
than everything.
Ooh,
sure.
Full half step.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, it was bad. But also, like, it was a little funny.
Yeah.
I
But it
think
was so clean.
I think it's important to know that you were not good in high school.
Yes.
I think the people that I've met who are like, "Oh, I was fantastic in high school," I'm like, Well, you're living.
Just
in
say it to my face.
You're living.
Just say it to
said
my
that?
face. No. But I see myself in Little Shop, and I'm like, it's a nice voice.
You do have a nice voice. No. I mean, there was
But
always
the acting is brutal.
Yeah.
The acting is brutal.
There's always something. There's always something.
I'm not great at any part of it, but I love it and I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I
With the
haven't
Seymour,
felt embarrassed yet.
I do this moment in Suddenly Seymour where I take off my glasses.
Oh.
Like I become the man, and I just I'm like, and suddenly I'm like this guy, and it's very schmackty, as we used to say back.
But you
in
made
the
a
day.
choice. You made a choice.
I made a choice.
That's right.
You made a choice, and
Take
that's
that
important.
swing.
That's
Take
important.
that big swing, bud.
So you made this a rewrite,
Right.
And you feel good about it?
My whole goal with the rewrite was like, because that shit is firmly in 1973.
Yeah.
Like this cannot take place in any other year. Meanwhile, Wizard of Oz can be any time. It's not tied to anything.
Sure.
And I was like, the Wiz should be tied to nothing. Because there is no point where anyone should ever say jive turkey. Also, that's always my example. I can't remember
Sure.
them ever saying jive turkey, but I do keep
what
saying
does
it.
what does that mean exactly? If
That's
we-
a 1970s term for a sucker.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like the Crows maybe said it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also changed the crows.
Good. Well, that's the one thing that I was thinking about.
Yeah. I
From the
was like,
movie.
I don't like this.
What are the crows?
The Crows are the ones they sing.
Man, the crows think you need to be shutting up, man. Dumb as you are.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Like, I was like, no, I don't. None of this.
Isn't the crows from? Aren't there crows in Dumbo that
Yeah.
are very problematic?
It's the same.
Yeah,
It's the same.
Yep.
They got a second job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
Dumbo. Yeah, they're not great.
So what did the crows become in this?
It's kind of a spoiler, but it's not. It's absolutely nothing's a spoiler. You know the fucking show. Shut up, Amber. The crows, when the scarecrow is like, yeah, man, and these crows are always, keeping me down, whatever he says. I wouldn't know. The crows are like, he's like, I can't even scare these crows. Watch this. Hey, crows, rah. And the crows are like, yes, sweetheart. Did you need us? What do you need, sweet baby?
Oh.
Like that. And then they like love him too much, which is
okay.
so my dumb shit. But like,
That's fun.
and then, it's like you don't need to be able to intimidate people to be worth something, which is double me.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
The only thing I love more than a message is saying that shit twice.
Yeah.
But like, I did not want some 15-year-old girl to be like, yeah, I had to put on a crow's costume and whip my neck around and shit.
Sure.
I want everybody to be like, I'm, this person in my family who really exists, or this magical thing that doesn't exist. I didn't want anyone to be able to point to a stereotype and be like, that's me.
Sure.
Cute.
Does it? This is a big
like
picture
that.
question, I guess. But like, is it ever? I'm sure it's complicated to look back on, because The Wiz is obviously a great piece of art in certain respects. There just must be so much great art tainted by the fact, quote unquote, that it was a portrayal of a stereotype. But we're talented artists portraying it.
Right. Well, the thing is, what it was timed out, because it was subversive for her to come in on a watermelon. It was subversive for them to be like, man, what the fuck you talk? Like, that was subversive then. Because the Wiz really like rode headfirst into all the stereotypes and really laid it out and was like, this is what you think. And then black people were like, ha ha ha, that is what they think. It's fun and it's funny.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel, because it was now the Wiz is its own thing, but back then it was a black version of the Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then it had to be very over the top with it. But then, time marches on and we're like, why are we doing this? To prove a point to who? For what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any other shows like that, like musicals that were like the black version of X?
I know, right?
I feel like there's one more that I cannot remember it.
What? No. Is there? Also, there's an improv show called The Black Version in LA.
Oh,
Have you
yeah?
heard of that? At the
No, what is it like?
Groundlings. At the Groundlings, they get a movie title, and then a bunch of black actors reenact it
Yeah.
as if it was the black version of like
I think-
Footloose or blah blah blah.
I think Chris Rock just did that in
Oh.
Netflix as a joke. They did When Harry Met Sally.
They did the black version.
I think so.
Or he, I don't
Either
know.
that or Sleepless in Seattle.
No, it was when Harry
It
Met
was When
Sally,
Harry Met
and
Sally.
I think he rewrote it,
Yeah,
or someone
he
rewrote
rewrote
it.
it.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
So all the way back to Nebraska.
Oh,
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I truly I said when I met a friend of yours who was from Nebraska there, and I said the only thing I know about Nebraska is there's a Funny Bone comedy club in Omaha.
That's right.
And that's about it.
That's right.
Nebraska,
And tornadoes.
That's
and
right.
tornadoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tornado Alley.
You ever seen a tornado?
Yeah.
Tornado
scared?
Alley.
No.
Is that why you're into the Wiz? I mean, it must feel even closer to you
Yeah.
because of that.
Because also at one point she's from Omaha. Someone's from Omaha.
Oh, really?
At some point, yes. In one of the versions, in one of the many versions. But
When they moved to Kansas, when they were we're not in Kansas anymore. Yeah, we moved to Omaha, sweetheart.
so yeah, she's fine. Omaha is famous for one thing: the Henry Dorley Zoo. Hey everyone, I'm Amber Ruffin, sponsored by the Henry Dorley Zoo. The Henry Dorley Zoo is the best zoo in the entire world.
The entire world.
Yes, the best. Now, technically, if you look at lists, I think it's like number 3 or something.
Oh, okay.
But
Really?
yes, because Omaha has, I feel like this is true, more millionaires per capita than any other American city. And then
God.
motherfuckers
Wow.
would much rather give their money to animals.
Oh,
So-
ain't that the truth? That is
Okay.
the truth.
So that zoo is unbelievable.
Wow.
And I just thought that's what zoos were. And then I can remember going to a zoo, maybe in Chicago, to that Lincoln Park Zoo. And I was like, this is trash. This is a guy who just so happened to be a little faster than a cow,
Yeah.
a little faster than a duck, and
Uh-huh,
a little faster
uh-huh.
than a goat. And that's it. And he put them shits in the back of his truck. But it's nothing. If you ever go to Omaha, gotta go to the zoo.
Gotta go to the zoo.
What
We'll
did they have there?
never have a
Any
better zoo.
specific animal? I guess
They
sometimes
got them
I
all. It
measure
sounds like they have them
zoos.
all.
They have everything. And you
Good.
know how you go to zoos and it's sad?
Oh, they're
You're
happy.
like, get me in that gorilla enclosure. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah?
Now, should animals be in zoos? I don't think so. I think the whole practice is gross.
Sure.
But
But there's levels of gross.
there's levels of
Now,
gross.
this is the nicest.
When I was in Singapore, I went to the night zoo. They have a night zoo there.
Working
for
on
all-
some night zoos. You guys are
That's
too young.
fun.
You don't know
and it was sorry, working on the night zoo just really knocked me off course.
That's not a song, is
No,
it?
working on the
some night moves.
The night moves. Yeah.
From what?
It's a song.
Trying to get the sweet blue.
Yeah.
From the 80s. You're too young.
Thank you.
So the night zoo is like, well, a lot of these animals they sleep all
Sure.
day, and at night is when they're doing their shit. So why don't we? But it really is a little too dark to see.
I was about to
most
say,
things.
how do you see
Oh
them?
my God, they're fucking over there. You can't see it. It's
A lot of it was like I can't see anything. But then they put on a show with this lion, and you were like, oh yeah, this thing really comes alive.
What do you mean
at
put
night.
on a show?
They had like an audience, and they were waving meat at this lion, and it jumped like higher than I've ever seen anything jump to grab it. It was amazing. This was a long time ago.
I'm trying to think. I mean, when I grew up near DC, so zoos were just, did they have the panda? Did they have the panda?
Oh, the
and that was
panda.
exciting to see the panda.
Yeah.
I think zoo videos are the funniest. There's some video that's
Did they have-
traumatizing where it's like, some school trip, and there's a monkey or a gorilla who picks up a frog and just fucks the frog's mouth.
What?
And the parents go, "Oh my god, oh my god!" I just love
Oh,
because
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah.
a feeling like, yeah, you took the kids to the zoo. This is the animals, and
Animals masturbating.
the parents have to like decide how to handle that. So that's why I like
I
zoos.
don't like that you said that, and I wish you could reach into my brain and take it back out.
Just to see the parents go, oh my god, oh my god. But that's what they're advanced species. That's tools. That's tools. That's nature's fleshlight.
Yeah, nature's fleshlight.
That's nature's fleshlight.
Oh no, guys. Oh no.
We used to get it was like the Father's Day gift. This was a
frog you
fleshlight.
can fuck.
No, they sold Zoodoo for your garden, and it was a bucket of all the different animal shit.
No.
And you put it on, and I'm sure it was just
Why?
like the easiest animal shit to collect. But you had, as a kid, you're like, this is every animal's poop,
Oh my god.
and that's what for fertilizer.
No.
Why?
She
No,
says
guys.
no.
You don't need zebra poop. You don't need it.
Regular
know.
cow poop will do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Zoodoo. It was the Father's Day gift. I got it for my dad and my stepdad. How
And they-
often can you get a gift for two completely different men?
I got news for you. They hated it. There's no way they liked that gift.
We grew tomatoes.
You,
I'm sure.
you got them shit, and you basically were like, you are shit.
I
You're
didn't
like,
say
here, stepdad. You are shit. This is what I think of you. Can you imagine going to sleep at night talking to your son got me shit?
Yeah.
I had a friend who was dating this woman who had a child, and he was like, I was like, so do you get along with the kid? And he was like, yeah, we're good friends. The other day he pissed on me. The kid stood up on the couch
No.
and he realized that the kid pissed on him. And he tried to explain to me how they were good friends, him and this kid. I was like, this child,
When you say
Pissed
child,
on you.
what age do you mean?
I don't know, but like
But
old
if
enough.
you mean a baby,
It wasn't like a
Then you're
baby.
best friends.
Old enough to stand up on a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Like to stand up. Like
If you're old enough to
hate this
stand on the
man.
couch, you're old enough to not piss on me.
I hate this man. I'm going to piss on his head.
Listen.
I like that you said that. I don't
Listen,
like
when you
the
talk about the
word.
zoo,
downside.
it gets wild.
This is the downside.
Oh,
This is the
no.
downside.
Oh, this is truly the downside.
Omaha.
Well, yes, Omaha.
Yeah.
You liked it there?
I mean, you know.
I'm a snob. I just even call it my own snobbery right there, where I go anywhere that's not on the coasts.
I wrote a book about how racist it is, so I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That's the downside right there.
Yeah, the downside's racism.
Is
That's
there-
usually the downside.
Yeah.
Is there a particular? Okay, Omaha counts as what part of America? Is this Midwest?
Yeah,
Midwest.
that's right.
And is there a flavor to that racism as opposed to other parts of America?
Yeah.
Is flavor the right word? That seems too nice. Is there?
I mean, yeah, there is. Our racism is, I mean, you can read all about it in New York Times bestseller, You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey, Crazy Stories About Racism. But our racism is, it's like outright, but like it's, okay, so here's the scale, right?
Cool.
The scale is, you N-words, F you N-words, you freaking N-words. And then this is like, oh, those shoes are interesting. Like that, if that's the
That's the
scale,
spectrum. That's the spectrum.
then Omaha
I like
is
even at the best of the
just
scale, it's still not great.
not great.
It's still
That's
even
it,
at the
though.
best.
But I feel like Omaha's maybe a teeny bit lower than the middle.
Uh-huh.
Because
Okay.
it'll be like, your hair is gross. Like that. You know?
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. They're crazy. You gotta get the book, dude.
You gotta get the book.
He says, but my sister used to always be the only black person at her job. And then when that happens to you, you have to keep a journal because by the time racist guy says like the fourth racist thing and you've had to correct him 4 times, then he's mad at you. So then he goes
Sure.
to HR and it's like, she's a problem. So then you have to be
Wow.
like, okay, here's why he feels this way. Ga ga goo ga 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 goo goo ga. But that's just something. Every black person, ask them for their little note. They got it.
And what's the language that they go to HR with? They go, she's fussy.
Right. Because when you say a thing about a black person, it means 5 things. Like, if I'm late, then I'm late and I have a bad attitude and I'm a little sleepy. Like, there's so many things. You can't just be a thing Because once one stereotype is true, many are true. Man, it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess on this side of the room.
Were you glad to leave?
I was glad to leave, but then I moved to Chicago, and that was like a little, it's the same thing, but like so many cops. My God, them cops tried to kill me like a billion times. So it was so funny because remember when they were like, stop and frisk is a crazy thing, and we have to, I was like, whoa, that's illegal? 'Cause I've been stopped and frisked a million times, and I'll be stopped and frisked a million times more.
Sure.
But in Chicago, they really, my goodness, I couldn't get nowhere. I couldn't do shit. I lived down the street from the police station, and I was like,
Oh my
this
God.
will be great. Ultimately,
God.
and it was not great. It was not good.
And was that in a way that was like different? Like they weren't in Nebraska. Were they doing stop and frisk type things, or were there
Well,
just
you're
less
not-
cops around?
You're not walking down the street.
Sure.
You're in your car.
Oh, yeah,
It
you're
takes
in
a
your
lot of
car.
work to stop you in your car, which they did. But in Chicago, I was just walking down the street, and they would always see me walking down the street. And that place was in a white neighborhood. So then I
I
was
see.
double walking down the street.
Sure.
It was bad. So, yes.
Shouldn't have been wearing that like bad guy costume. You know, the
I know.
stripes,
I
the
had
stripes.
on-
You had the thing on.
I was dressed as a hamburger.
The bag of money.
I had a big bag with a dollar sign on it. Other than that,
Other than that,
I was minding my own biz. But yeah, I would love to have a night where it is this is a pitch. It's well, it's filmed. And then there's a person who's kind of in charge. And we all like argue what the most racist cities are in America. And then we list them. And then that becomes like the list. And yes, number one is Boston. But the
Yeah.
fun part is getting there.
I lived
Sure.
I lived in Boston, and I really did not enjoy it because you could. It was the first time I had seen it on display.
White
where I
people
was like,
really, they don't like, I mean, I don't know any not white Boston people, but it's the white people who are like, don't do it.
It's really
terrifying.
It was the first time I was in college, and I was like, don't do that. It was the first time I'd ever.
What did you see?
I just saw them hassling a guy,
Yeah,
a black guy, for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
And then and it going on way too long than
Sure.
to like, here's your ticket or like whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is how I always experience cops. Like they were annoying, but then they gave you your ticket and left.
No.
You know, and left you alone.
Yeah.
And so that was the first time I was like, I ever felt compelled to be like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this going on for so long?
Yeah.
And Boston fucking sucks anyway.
Not my.
Not your city. Not your city. Not your city.
My city.
Yes.
Before we go to our
This next thing better be about racism.
Yeah. Well,
Hard to
differently-
talk about any other downsides.
Yeah, the downside, yeah, I know.
It's hard to talk about any other downsides.
Now that we've finished covering racism completely,
cassette tapes.
So, recently, kind of publicly, you came out,
Oh, yeah.
and
Wow,
I guess I'm so
congrats.
curious. Yes, well, this is where I'm curious because I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but at your party, I met your partner who you've been with for some time now. Am I right? Is this all right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I try to keep them out.
Sure,
Okay,
we
okay.
don't have to talk to them. So, what prompted? You said in your post, you said people who know me. Essentially, you said people who know me. This will not be a surprise to.
Right.
What prompted going? I need to do this in a public forum, and why and when and where, and I mean that's all I know is like I know the machinations of press.
Yeah.
And it's like a decision of a date. You know, you got it like suddenly something that might be for someone something to their friends or family. You
Right.
have to set it with your publicist. You have to set it
Ooh,
with
yeah.
your
Right.
team.
Oh my God, how mad do you think my publicist is that I did not do that? Also, like when I came out, I thought, oh, I'll just come out and put it on Instagram and who cares? Man, that motherfucker got picked up more than the
Yeah?
Ruffin show. I was like, God damn. But I also like the picture had no makeup on. Fucking looked like a raggedy piece of shit. Well, okay, I guess that's the thing we all want to talk about. But I was like, because sometimes if I'll be like dating someone, I cannot. It can't all be a secret. You know what I mean? Like, because I can't be queer and then like secretly dating you. But I don't like to be like, I'm dating so and so, because I like to go on national television and go, Trump can't eat my shit, and then that puts everybody in danger.
Yeah. You're like Batman. You gotta have an alter ego.
Gotta at least do the courtesy.
Yeah.
Of being like, I am also a part of this community, because otherwise, then you seem like a very ashamed, sad person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was it like was it a big? What made you go like, now's the time?
Well, I didn't. Honestly, like, I spent so much time coming out as divorced. I was sure. I don't want a second one of these tours. I don't want to do that anymore. But then also, I just thought I had the whole Pride Month doing gay shit, and then I'd met so many people who were like, oh yeah, and then I was, sad to come out, or I was scared, and this and that. And these are children, because like people my age, yeah, sure, then they get it. But these children shouldn't be feeling that way. That's stupid. And I met one too many one of them children. I was like, absolutely not. So then that also made me do it too.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't want you to think I'm straight.
Sure.
Like, that's also like a big part of it.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, where does she get off wearing all those rings? Well, actually.
There's only a certain amount of rings you're allowed to wear as a straight person.
I got on 4.
You have on 4.
And that's straight, queer, gay.
There you go.
And that's
that's
the order of the
For a
rings.
man, it's just the wedding ring.
I'm married, so I'm allowed 2.
Oh, that's right.
I wear one here and then one here, but then I was told no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, by my friend Anthony.
I'd like to.
My friend
I've
Anthony.
been playing a little more jewelry. I got a forever bracelet now.
I saw that.
You got a forever bracelet with who?
with my girlfriend.
That's so sweet.
And honestly, when it first happened, it happened very fast.
You've been together for so long.
But
How long have you been together?
almost 4 years.
Yeah.
In October.
Son, you got it 2 weeks ago.
No,
It
was
happened
just like
so fast.
No, I was at a casino gig and we went to a tattoo convention and then suddenly it was this. But I really dig it. I really enjoy having it. Because it feels, my father had like, gold, Italian thing, but with like the cross and the shield.
Sure.
And I did anklets when I was younger, so I'm exploring.
Anklets.
Guys, there are no more rules.
No.
You can wear whatever jewelry you want.
For me, though, the only thing is I still go to the Comedy Cellar, and it's like I don't want to have to answer for my anklet every time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've always wanted to do. I like 1 or 2 nails, and I'm like, but then on stage at certain places, it feels like I don't want to be talking about it.
Can I ask you a question?
You're gonna have to talk.
Can I ask you a question about the Comedy Store?
The Comedy Cellar.
Oh, the Comedy Cellar.
Sure.
Yeah, the Comedy Cellar. Are there any, do you catch any of the comedians workshopping their roasts of you? Do you, are there certain comedians that always say the same thing about you?
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? They're making fun of you, and so they're workshopping it, trying to make they think it's funny, and so they say it every time.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, but
when you're getting made fun of by somebody who's just an idiot, from your high school or whatever, and they always say the same thing.
Gianmarco Soresi.
Yeah,
Soresi.
exactly. Douglas Goodhart. Oh, here comes Douglas Goodhart.
Oh,
Sure.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I got Soresi, so gazy once.
That's great.
Somehow it's great in its badness.
That's pretty funny.
In its clunkiness, it is feels clever.
Soresi.
So gazy. That's the thing with me though, is where when I used to do roast battles, it was always just people calling me gay.
Sure.
And I never could figure out. I did kind of the comeback I once tried was I was like, oh yeah, I am gay. I fucked your dad last night, and everyone was like, whoa, that's aggressive and weird.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that worked was I was like, yeah, we're both gay and we're gonna fuck.
That's right.
Like me,
Good,
JP
good.
McDade, he's taller than me, and I said we're like the Twin Towers because at the end of this we're gonna go down on each other. And like for whatever reason, that's what worked. But that was the flip. Was like, yeah, I'm gay and we're both gay, and you want to fuck me and I want to fuck you, and that's the only
Yeah.
way that worked. Because denying it, of course, doesn't work. I'm
Never
not
works.
gay.
Yeah.
And then embracing it with the father. No. Let's go on to our next segment. This has got to stop. Oh boy,
What?
we got the singer right here.
Here we go. Is he doing it?
Whoa,
Whoa,
double.
the double.
This has got to stop. I gotta. This has got to stop. Okay.
Yeah.
This one's kind of like biting the hand that feeds you a little bit.
Okay.
But I had a joke online. I'll say it just to prove here that it wasn't a hateful joke.
And we'll act like a good audience.
Oh,
It
okay.
was part of like a 15-minute set thing that I released, and it was I'm a trans ally. I ran into my old college roommate. I found out they'd recently transitioned, and I was thrilled because I had forgotten their name. And what happens is whenever like a cis guy does a trans joke that isn't the most hateful, spiteful thing in the world, everyone shares it with a, now this is how you do a trans joke. Now this is how you do a joke
Oh, you
without
got-
punching down.
Oh, you
It's-
got love. You got
Oh, it was
love.
love. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, and
Oh, okay.
I knew that. I knew it was going to be received well.
Yeah.
It's a nice, tight, clean joke, but there is a thing that rather than just going great joke and enjoying a joke, sometimes there's a feeling of like, you see Ricky Gervais, this is how it's done, and I go like, I think sometimes in progressive spaces, you got to just celebrate something you love, especially when it's just a good, clean joke. Because if you always add the wagging finger on top of it, you're not gonna win anyone over. And sometimes when something exists where it's just good, I think there's just can be this desire to want to add that finger wag, and I think it takes away from the gradual, frustratingly slow, progressive movement of history where people just enjoy things and don't have to see it as because at the end of the day, it's a name joke that happens to be about it's really about a forgetful, or it's people with the R. Kelly joke. It's like it's really a vocabulary joke. It's not an. But the point is,
What's the R. Kelly joke?
No, it's a longer one about pedophiles and hebophiles and ephebophiles, and
Yeah.
it's the only joke I've known for people go, "You're the pedophile guy," and I go,
Oh,
"Pedophiles,
no.
enough, please." But that's all. And again, it's like it's a lot of people who like the joke and are sharing it. So I'm not trying to spit in their faces.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can just go look at this.
You can like
and
something
not
without
go-
hating that.
and or just not to be like this is how it's done. It just can be a good joke. That's my thought.
Right. Your thought is wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
They need to, but like, can you imagine how fucking like tired people gotta be? Being like, my pronouns are kiss my ass. Like,
Of
God,
course.
damn, that shit is old. It's old as butt.
So
And
old.
I saw that clip and I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't repost it and go, that's how you do it, because I do feel like that is too far.
Sure.
But I do feel that way. But people
But so
need
does
to know. You need to know your shit is tired and played.
But I think the only way to uproot bad humor is to replace it with good humor. It's never going to be... And we've seen the failure of it. I think we've seen the failure in certain areas of finger wagging to getting people. All that's happened is a divide, and you got full shows that cater to very hateful things sometimes, and you go, this is not good.
Yeah.
You can't take the show down. And I think like the only way, one of the ways to get people out of because I ultimately think like hateful humor usually is lazy. It's usually bad. It usually is just more or less an original joke and more just like a callback to old racism. Like it's more like a call. I think a lot of like bad racist or bad, it's just like a callback to an older thing.
Yeah.
And for some people, like hence your point about Wicked that you hate, they go, the
I
old
remember that.
racism.
I
That's
remember
the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah.
And And that's so I appreciate it, but I think sometimes it's just like always tying it to saying it makes the people that are already like, you know, they're going to take some time to get them there. They go, oh, you smug. Stop being so smug. So that's my thought. But you can disagree. You're always welcome to disagree.
Strong disagree. I think saying this is how you do it is great. I think saying, see Ricky Gervais, this is how, no, that's shitty. But
Why?
I do think because it has nothing to do with him.
Sure.
What it has to do with is comedy.
Sure.
So I think saying, see comedy, you don't have to be shitty. It's fine.
Sure.
It's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And then you got it. When you see it, you might be thinking, oh, what a nice corner of this topic. But you might not be thinking, oh, wow, there was a better way into this. I didn't have to settle for that shitty
Sure.
thing. I don't know.
Cool.
Wait, sorry. I do know. I'm 100% right. You're 100% wrong.
There it
I
is.
win. You lose.
There it is.
Do you have this gotta stop?
I sure do. So I went to Rockaway Beach the other day. I've been going to Rockaway Beach a bunch. It's been wonderful. And I was in the water, and I hear this like bzzz sound, and I look up, and there's a police drone that's just like floating above, just in the air, and like bzzz, coming down, bzzz, and then going away down the beach. And then, like, why do the police have a drone at the beach? You're looking at boobies. I know what you're doing.
Sure.
You're looking at
Sure.
boobies.
That's right.
Even if you bought it for some, like, can we think of a reason? For sharks, maybe? To look for sharks? Like, the drone can't save me.
Sure.
There are already a million lifeguards. Why is there a drone over the water in the beach? You're looking at boobies. And then I saw the guy. He's got his things. I don't like this. I don't like this. Like I want a toy. And so I'm going to ask, like, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to manufacture a need for this stupid thing so that I can be at work and be like, like I can't with drones.
100%.
I can't. And every time I see like drone footage in movies, I'm like, you cheated. You cheated.
Yeah.
You used to have to get a helicopter. You used to have to make those shots count. And now you're just like, buzzing up. Like, it just makes me mad.
You used to have to buy the footage.
Yeah, exactly. You used to have to buy the footage. You actually had to do something.
I
and
thought
now
this
it's
was
like,
more about being
buzz,
against the
buzz.
surveillance state, and it was more like a personal grudge with drones.
It is about the surveillance state, but also behind the surveillance state are these like, I'm assuming they're all men. I can't picture a woman being like, I want to be a drone driver.
Women can be evil cops too.
They can be evil cops too.
They can be scoping out. They were scoping. Why'd you see it? They're scoping out your junk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Lots of people do.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. But I picture just like,
You think they're buzzing at home too, just to imitate it?
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Amber, do you have this? Gotta stop.
This has got to stop. The extreme language of weathermen.
Okay.
We are in a heat dome.
Ooh, yeah.
There are 3 million people affected by the fact that it's 99 degrees. This tornado watch affects 8 million people. Why are we wet? Just say the thing that it is. Also, don't say oppressive heat.
Ooh.
Don't say oppressive heat. I don't like that. I don't think heat can do that. That's not what heat does. I do like zazz though. Like I like making a big deal out of nothing, but I don't think weathermen should be allowed to do that.
I think they gotta fill the time. That's the problem. They could go up and be like, "It's hot today, hot tomorrow. Bye."
That's right.
If that's not going to get them a 6-figure salary and
won't.
health benefits.
It won't. I mean, the person who decided to be like, instead of saying this is a band of storms, you gotta say this front affects, and then say the millions of people. That shit really makes me mad because it's a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It makes it really sassy.
I think it's probably oppressive, and they just start using all the language of oppression to describe the heat. Really build out a full
This
narrative.
heat
I like.
will shackle over 3 million people.
like to
What
picture
happens when a beach day is deferred?
Yeah. I like to picture the son being like, I'm not trying to do that at all. Just like kind of offended by that. Like, I would never oppress anybody.
Oppress everyone equally.
I'm just smiling at on
My
everyone.
best friend is a human being.
Yeah.
And let's go on to our final segment.
You better count your blessing.
You better count your blessing. I'll go first. My blessing is Natalie Walker, who was my guest for Theater Adult. Just a perfect guest for this thing. I needed someone because sometimes with straight up Broadway people, they can be very. They're not all comedians.
Watch it.
They're
Watch
not all.
it.
They're not all comedians. They
Sure.
Some of them just put on a happy face and they won't talk. They won't talk and they won't talk about the shitty things. And Natalie is also just a very just so funny. Oh, I love her voice. It's so the part of me that when I see like a woman belt, there's that feeling of just like
Yeah.
and to be on the stage like this with the person belting like that, it makes me feel as close as I could be to being that person wailing. And that's the fantasy in my head. Like when I listen to women belt, in my mind there's this weird like a first person, third person imagination thing where I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And everyone's shocked that I'm able to belt like that.
Yeah.
That's part of the whole narcissistic fantasy I have listening to music.
Well, you got to sing with her, right?
That
I got
girl
to
sang
sing
the
with her.
butt off that song. It was fantastic.
But that's like all I want from musical theater is like just that way, and it was just so cool.
Yeah.
And
well, harmonizing too with someone
You
is like
did
is
it!
like it's a really good feeling.
Me too.
That's why
Yeah.
people fall in love with their co-stars because you're singing at that wavelength,
That's
and it's like
right.
wow, 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 I love you.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
It's a real thing.
It is.
well, what is singing? It's just like a mating call, like evolved
Yeah,
into
sure.
sustaining it longer.
Yeah, very nice.
I
Look
like
at you. Very nice.
That's the title of his album.
A mating call sustained. Gianmarco sings Sondheim hits.
Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. I would love to see you sing that song.
Oh God, I
don't know what that's
say I'm so nervous because I took these voice lessons. It's been over a decade, and there's just that moment where someone goes like, "Try breathing here," and suddenly you can sing again, and you're like, and the thing is, I don't want to be the bad. I don't want to be the bad singer, like overstaying his welcome. I don't want to think I'm better than I am.
Okay.
But God, do I have sometimes I sang the G. I sang the G and suddenly see more.
Yeah.
Great.
And oh man, it didn't crack it. I felt so fucking cool.
you.
It was really good.
So yes,
I gotta watch
was
it.
really
if I didn't hit
pretty.
that G, that clip would not have gone out. I'll tell you that
There you
much.
go.
If
There
I
you
went to
go.
boop boop boop, what's your blessing?
My blessing is, my gym, the Blink in Astoria, Queens. The vibe in there has been really great. Like lots of people dapping each other and being nice to each other. I have that now a very superficial relationship with like a bunch of dudes there where it's like, hey, why won't you do it with me?
Oh, I couldn't. No, you
Jesus
kept doing it. I
Christ.
couldn't tell.
Like walking into the gym being like, hey man, and
Wait.
people being nice and like it's very overcrowded and so everyone's kind of like sharing and caring and it's been nice. And like I've always kind of felt in that gym culture, at least for me, has been like if you ask a question, these people are willing to like help you.
Sure.
Like, hey man, can you help me with this? Or, I'm having elbow pain. Like, oh yeah, dude. Like these big beefcake dudes being like, oh yeah, you got to work out this and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
really nice.
The
So
reason
I've
I
been
didn't
enjoying
tap you, I had in college, I had a voice teacher who saw a show, and after the show came up to me, and he was like an older in an opera, and he came up to me and he said, "Good work," and he went like this,
Yeah.
and I dapped him, and he said, "Support. Remember to have support."
Oh.
What?
So he was
Well,
just
okay.
showing
Giving you
me,
a note.
giving me a note with his fist to be like, have support.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, he put it out there, and I thought it was a dap, and I did it, and he looked like it was as if like you were talking to me. I was like, like that's how he reacted, and it was so, and someone was there who understood everything
Gianmarco.
that had happened. In a
Gianmarco
humiliating
refuses
way.
to dap anybody.
Never. Do you have a blessing to see us off?
Yes. My blessing today is the same as my blessing every day, literally twice a week since time began. It's the Cheesecake Factory. And I am sponsored by the Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
They're the single best place to eat on planet Earth. You can go there when you're sad, and they'll make you feel better. You can go there when you're happy, and they'll make you feel better than you felt. Fucking nothing is tastier than the Cheesecake Factory. I stand by that. I've yet to be proven wrong. It's the most delicious place on planet Earth. All their food is perfect, including the cheesecake, all of the drinks. It makes me so happy every time I go there. I dance in my seat. This is not a bit. These are my real feelings.
This is because it was part of your childhood too? Like, did you have major events there, birthdays?
No, we didn't go to no Cheesecake Factory.
Really?
I
Later
look
in
like
life?
a rich person?
Later in life, Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, Cheesecake Factory came because later in life, a lot of things. Cheesecake Factory came along because we had a second city in Denver, and we were doing Second City Denver, and where our apartments were, there was a Cheesecake Factory around the fucking corner.
Wow.
And then for the first time in my life, I had like a real good paying job, no debt, and just money to fucking burn. And I ate that money at the Cheesecake Factory.
Heck yeah. I will say, as a bigger person, I have like portion anxiety at restaurants sometimes. Like I'll be like, I wonder if this is enough food. But at Cheesecake Factory, you don't have to worry about that. It's all enough food. It's always like a big. The plate comes and it's huge, and you're never like you're just like I'm always.
Yeah.
Just like, oh,
There's
wow.
always food to take home.
There's always food to take home, and that's really nice. You know, sometimes have you ever been in a like you're with a group and they order something and you're like, damn, I should have gotten that. Yeah.
There's plenty. Everybody can have a bite. Everybody gets a bite at the Cheesecake Factory.
How does this
Why
podcast not have a
won't
sponsor
they
yet? I
sponsor
swear
me?
to fucking God.
Why won't they sponsor me?
You'd be fun to go to the Cheesecake Factory with. That sounds like fun.
I'm there all the time. They'd be fools to sponsor me. They can have every dollar I have. Why would they pay me when I'm going to pay them?
So again, this is coming out August 6th. What do you want to plug? Where can people find you?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to fun. Watch.
That sounded like a threat. Welcome to fun.
Late Night with Seth Meyers. You watch that on NBC. Fucking watch. Listen to. You'll wait. Okay, so buy a book. It's called "You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey: Crazy Stories About Racism," and then the second book, which is called "The World Record Book of Racist Stories." But then. Also, our podcast is called The Amber and Lacey and Amber Show.
Which I did, if you want to hear my episode.
Oh, cool.
If you want
Yeah,
a intro
listen to
point.
Gianmarco's episode. And then there is nothing, nope, and stuff. So
Great.
Google it.
We'll put links to all that below, including social media. Douglas, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can follow me at the Douglas G, TikTok and Instagram.
Yay.
Funny songs and crazy characters.
Amazing.
Guys, the three of us have to sing a song together.
You said you wouldn't sing in the beginning.
I mean, it sounds bad. I said I shouldn't. I didn't say I wouldn't. But we're gonna have a karaoke night.
Sure.
Oh my God, that'd be
Sure.
great.
Listen, there's more and more comedians with musical theater backgrounds these days. We're out there.
Yeah.
We're out there in these streets.
How about you? You usually don't plug anything.
Why don't you plug something for us?
I am currently, when this is coming out, I will hopefully, should no disasters have occurred to me, be in Australia. And August 7th, I'll be in Melbourne. August 10th, Sydney. August 11th, Auckland. And then I'll be back in the States at Dr. Grin's Comedy Club, Grand Rapids, August, I think, 22nd through the 24th. So Australia, check it out.
Yay.
And then I'll be back in the States. And again, join the Patreon, patreon.com/downside. And in the meantime, just ease on down.
Yay!
Ease on down the road.
The road.
This is the downside.
1, 2, 3. You're listening to The Downside
The downside.
with Gianmarco Soresi.